Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to RM Hive, a Reader's Magnet featured author interview. My name is Kior, and I'm your host for today's session. Yes, today's guest is a Peruvian storyteller, poet, and screenwriter living in New York. Her debut novel, Luna Llena Cabalgando Sin Riendas, won 3 awards at the 2009 International Latino Book Awards. While her second novel, Luque 687, Visitas al Ayer, received an honorary mention in 2014. A recognized poet, her work has been featured in the 2009 Antología de Poemas, and her screenplay for Junto al Rio was a finalist at the 2015 Book to Movie Awards. Writing under the pen name Carmela Escobar, she also authored the award-winning children's book Luisita Rides Her Bike, or in Spanish, Luisita Monte en Bicicleta. A round of applause for Dora Przybylek. Hi, Dora.
Thank you, QR. Thank you, Reader's Magnet. It's a pleasure to be with you today.
All right. Yes, same here. Earlier, we were just at the roundtable session, and now we're having an author of the hour session.
That was great. The roundtable was amazing. I loved it so much and happy to be here again.
Yes, and for sure we'll have more sessions for the upcoming Festival of Storytellers for children's books. Well, let's dig in to your book, Luisita is Sick, right? So, first question, because your children's book series featuring Luisita addresses serious topics like cancer and COVID, right? What motivated you to tackle these themes in your writing?
That's a great question, QR. You see, I always said the same, more or less the same thing. I think that children and adults, all of us live in this world. So we all go through the same reality, not the same. The perspective might be different, actually, because, with the children's eyes is different than an adult. But they are not, how would I say, they're not spared of all the situation that we have to go through. So sometimes there are difficult times, but there are other times that, like life itself, we have funny times, a little more serious times. And I thought that if I do that with a happy ending and with a little bit of humor, I can write my books. And I read in many of them to children. I can see that, yes, they welcome this kind of literature. So that's why it inspired me, that just that to think that the children are also part of wherever we're living. They were with us during COVID. They go through their own difficulties.
Yes.
But sometimes even something that for you and for me are not so hard. It is a world in hard for them. So that's why it is.
All right. Now, let's go back to the book that we're featuring right now, Luisita is Sick. Can you, or Luisita está enferma, I hope I pronounced it well. Tell us more about this.
Luisita está enferma. First of all, well, my books, I brought them all, but still, there are 8 of the Luisita series. Luisita, my mom's name was Luisa, and she passed
I
in
see.
2014, so that's why I named it after her, although it's more like Dora, Dorita, right? This one in particular is about my own experience with cancer.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, children also go through this. Some overcome it, some unfortunately not, but the same happens with us adults. So what inspired me was that the names of all the doctors, first names are there, the doctor, the technician, the nurses, everybody's there. When I was doing my radiation therapy, and the position that they put you in the machine, and with the arms extended, and they were so nice, they wanted to make me feel comfortable, so they put a pillow on my feet. So I was like, in a very interested way, I felt like I was flying. I'm telling you, maybe I'm a child always at heart. I felt, and I told the technicians, I said, listen, next time I'll bring a red cape. And that's what I have also wrote here. Really, I try to see the silver lining in things, and maybe
Yes.
I think that's what kids do. So it inspired me. I feel like a superhero, but not because of Dora, just like a little kid who could be a superhero during her treatment of cancer.
It's so interesting that you were able to discuss a very serious topic in through a children's book, right? It was even one of the questions raised earlier during the roundtable session,
Yeah.
right? How do you balance that?
Yes, at the round table, exactly a couple of hours ago, we were talking about that. That was a question that somebody raised, right?
Yes.
Yes, look, it's not only Lucita sick. I have Lucita and war, and it's something that we are seeing now. It's not like it doesn't happen. It's just that it's more known now that we know what the wars are happening. Uh, Again, I go back to reality. In reality, life is like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Within a day, a month, years, you go through different stages of your life. So sometimes there are moments in the classroom, moments that you understand what they are explaining, and moments that are maybe so difficult and so could be horrible that you're like, I don't understand the math problem or something, right? Or you're
Hmm.
reading and you're not comprehending what you're reading. So that could be, it's not comparable to war, but in a children's mind, that could be difficult. So that's
Agree.
the tough part of it. And in my books, what I try to do is to make things a little light. Like here when Lucita lost her uh, hair, she was balding. The kids were like, "Wow, you don't have any hair," and she said, "Well, no, I present you with my invisible hair, right?" And then they started talking. She was saying, "Look, but let's talk about." Well, she didn't say like that, but then she diverted from the hair and she started talking about her yellow dress that looked like the sun, and that her mom made her dress. So children and us can do the same thing. I mean, we don't have to dwell all the time on the bad things. Doesn't mean that they don't happen. It doesn't mean that you're erasing what's going on. But then
Hmm.
you can use that little bit of defense mechanism to go through life, right? So that's what I was able to do in these pages. I just address the topics are serious, all of them, COVID-19, and I don't
Yes.
people with disability, but humor
Cancer.
takes you a long way.
Yes. Okay. Now, the book title is Luisita is Sick. And there's also a Spanish counterpart, which is Luisita está enferma. Now, can you share to us, or what made you come up with the idea of having both English and Spanish combined in one book?
Yes, QR, as you can see, I'm not from here, from the US originally. So I came very young from Peru. I love the US. I live here for more than 42 years. And being a Spanish speaker person, I thought, I see the importance of the Spanish language all over the world, but especially in the US. And people and children, especially, have to, try to be proficient in that language, I think, whoever is taking Spanish. And so it was the best way to do it in a bilingual version, because instead of getting, of course, it could be the whole thing in English and then another version, whole thing in Spanish, which is fine because that's another choice. But here, you open the page and then the first paragraph is always in English and the second one is always in Spanish. So it feels
Spanish.
very practical.
Okay. That was yeah, I agree. And like, we need to make our books available not just to the US market, right? As much as possible, if we can make our books available to the entire world, you know, that would be better, right? All of the kids need to learn what they can learn out from Luisita's story.
That's right,
Okay.
and more, the world is we are just one. I worked for the United Nations for 32 years, and I can
Oh,
tell you, we have more in common than we have differences. So we should start seeing that they are
I love that.
children, they are people. And countries exist, but we also have similar. We go through sickness, we go through wars, we go through good things and bad. All of us.
Yes. We may have a lot of differences, but we have a lot more in common, and that makes everyone, relate to each and everyone's experience. Now, Carmela Escobar, a very beautiful name. Can you share to us the significance of writing under that pen name and how it relates to your creative process?
Yeah, it's a little bit funny. I don't want to offend anyone with my pen name, but I'll tell you the truth. I'm just honest with that. My name, Dora Przybylek, that's not my maiden name. Przybylek is my married name. It's very hard to pronounce. Dora the Explorer. Dora is short. Dora is easy. But I didn't want to make up Dora and something else. So for a pen name, I could do anything. It could have been Butterfly, it could have been anything. But I thought the first name and the last name, Carmela, is long, melodic. I loved it. I loved it very much. I only write it with an L, one L,
One L, yeah.
in Spanish. And then Escobar, because it's also melodic. Although my dad was thinking about Pablo Escobar, but I said not everybody who has that last name has to be Pablo Escobar. So that's the story of the name. Although I tell you, one day I went to read my books at the library in Queens, and they put a sign, and it said, for half an hour I was sitting behind the sign that said Carmen Escobar, until I realized that I'm not Carmen, I'm
Car-
Carmela. But because it's not my name, it's made up, I forgot.
All right, so they thought you were Carmen.
And I thought too. And then I said, well, wait, I'm not Carmen, I'm Carmela.
At one point, you forgot your name.
Because it's all made
Okay.
up.
Now, aside from Luisita, there are other characters in the story, right?
Yes,
Okay.
in the whole series, yes.
Yes, in the whole series. If you could have a conversation with any of the characters in your books, aside from Luisita, who would it be, and what would you want to talk to them?
uh, to talk to the other characters. The characters
Yes.
are almost very limited characters. Most of the time, it's Luisita, the mom, the dad. I think there was a grandma, and there's always a cat there, although you cannot talk to the cat. And then this time with this one, especially, there are other kids, but we don't know the names, I think, of the kids. I would like to talk always. I'm sorry, but I always want to talk to the mom. Maybe because I was always my mom was my first friend. Later became my best friend, and then you can have a few best friends. I think,
Yeah,
according to me, you can have a few best friends. But that was your mom is your first friend, the
agree.
first face that you see, boys and girls, anybody, a baby first face you see on top of you, it's your
My
mom.
mom is my first love.
Yeah, you see.
Yes, yes.
And to me, I say, well, my first friend, my best friend. Then later, of course, sometimes your spouse or your partner becomes. There's no competition because according to me, they can compete because, like I said, you can have a lot of best friends. but yes, so I would like to always talk to Lucita's mom
What do you want to talk to her mom?
about anything. And if you can see in Lucita's series, when her source of information, because she's a little girl, is always her mom. Why this? Why that? Why this and
Yeah,
why
yeah.
that? And when you are a parent or an aunt, or you have, children, you can be a teacher, anything, and children will always ask you a question, and they're saying, "But why?" And then you explain. You're like, your brains are frying, like telling them why, and they say, "Okay, but why?" And then they keep on going, "Why and why and why?" So maybe that's why I like to talk to the mom, because it almost seems like a huge database or library brain that always has something to tell a kid, no?
Yeah. Probably if I also was given a chance to talk to Luisita's mom, is I would say thank you, and you are appreciated, and you are loved.
Oh, you have a better message to the mom than I had. I just wanted to ask her. I wanted to be a Luisita and ask more questions from the poor mom, but you wanted to tell her that you love her. That's really sweet. I think that actually I copy you. I like to tell her too.
It'll be the same message that I'll give my mom. Hi there, mom, if you're watching.
Hi, QR's mom.
All right, going back anyway. Looking ahead, what projects or themes are you excited to explore in the future, in your future writings?
Well, I don't want to jinx them, like it says, but Luisita, one of the Luisitas is waiting to be a animation series.
Oh,
Yes, it's
okay.
waiting. All the Luisitas have won multiple International Latino Book Awards that they have them most of the time in LA, in Los
Mhm.
Angeles, but then it's Empowering Latino Futures. It sponsors that. And the chairperson is Mr. Edward James Olmos, the actor and activist. So I would like to. I'm waiting for that. I'm patient. I know producers take a long time to decide on a project. I like that, but I also came back from visiting my older daughter who lives in Burundi, in East Africa. So I was thinking about Luisita travels to Africa, visits
Whoa.
Africa. My daughter
Yeah.
said we had to say East Africa. I said, well, listen, we'll be just Africa is enough. And she's defending her side of Africa. So I'll see. I think it could be really nice with the safari, looking at the animals, seeing how the different ethnic groups, how they work. So I'm thinking about that. I still want to keep on going. There's so much that Luisita can do, especially because the world has so much to offer, and Luisita is very curious.
Yes. Yes, I agree. And another thing is, how does it feel to be an award-winning author? You've received a lot of awards.
I'm very humble about that, but I sometimes when I'm able, I have this funny ability to be able to detach myself from myself. So I think yes, Luisita has in the poetry in Spanish and the novels in Spanish have won many awards. I had to tell you, besides the children's book, when I first won in 2009 my awards, there was
Yeah.
Paulo Coelho, Isabel Allende, um, or Oscar de la Hoya, and Rigoberta Menchú. All of these big people were nominated, and I was nominating. I got 3 awards. So I'm saying sometimes a rookie, gets all this. So I never feel like it's just me. I think I represent many groups of people, a
Yes.
Peruvian woman, immigrant, a mother, a person who survived breast cancer. I also represent, I don't know, whoever, all the children that came from my town in Peru, in Trujillo, Peru. So I also think that wherever we get it's a collaboration. Like, for example, now with Reader's Magnet, I'm not doing anything alone. Everything is together. So if they didn't have those awards, I wouldn't get either. So thanks to them, all of that happened. So you get the awards, but you cannot feel like, oh, I'm so important. At the same time, you can do both. You can feel
Yeah.
proud, being humble and proud. You can have both. You
Yeah.
can have both feelings.
Agree. It has been a pleasure having you on set, Dora, right? And you're easy to to work with, and I'm having a blast every time you're with Readers Magnet. Thank you so much. I'll give you the floor. Please promote your books, all of your books, and where our by our authors and viewers grab a copy of Luisita.
Thank you, QR. You, wherever you said, back at you, because you guys are amazing, especially you. I already seen you. I feel like we are friends. I'm a simple person. I'm like Lucita. I can be sometimes a bit sophisticated too, but I'm just a little child at heart. So they can find Luisita Sick, Luisita in War, Luisita Recycles, Luisita Travels, all the Luisitas with different topics at Amazon, Barnes and Noble. My Laredo
Website.
Publishing is my well, also Laredo Publishing is my publishing, but also my website is
Mhm.
www.dorapshibelic.com. And I believe also with Reader's Magnet, it's available there. So it's the places. I'm on TikTok, Instagram as Dora PRZ66. That's the year I was born. And then and Facebook. And that's it. Yeah,
All right. And Dora Przybylek will also be part of the Festival of Storytellers Chapter 6,
that's
right? This
correct.
coming
Yes. I'm
January
looking
20 to
forward.
February
I'm
2.
looking very excited. I'm looking forward.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Dora. Again, Dora Przybylek, author of the book Luisita is Sick, Luisita está enferma, available on Amazon and on Barnes& and Noble. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Dora, for gracing the show.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
And as we say here in Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Have a great day, everyone. Happy holidays.